Lynsey, are you there?
Hi, George. I'm here.
How you doing, buddy?
I am doing fantastic. It's so nice to talk to you this morning.
Finally, after all this COVID stuff, we haven't been in touch in quite a while.
I know. We haven't seen each other.
No.
I have to tell you something, though. I don't know that I've ever told you this, but you are quite the celebrity in our household here.
I can imagine.
You really, truly are. I have two boys, and they do great impressions of George Gale.
Well, there we go.
And I would love to get you guys together sometime to see it.
We should get them on the radio here.
There we go.
I could have a day off. Anyway, we are here to cover what the county is up to as to COVID-19. We're going to get into the elections in just a bit because that's a hot topic for everybody everywhere. How's the county coping?
Well, so, George, we still remain in Tier 1. There are several counties in California that are still on this level. This is the Tier 1 of the governor's blueprint for a safer economy. Tier 1 is that purple color that you see on the map on the California website, on the California Public Health Department website, and also on our county, Imperial County Public Health website as well. We have advanced in a couple of things that the governor has started to open up. One of the most recent ones was personal care services that opened up on all levels this week. The governor has allowed for personal care services to begin services indoors where they were outdoors.
Okay.
Personal care services include, for instance, massages, facials, tattoos, especially the massages and facial things that we desperately right now, I think. Everyone could use a massage.
Do we have any massages in the county?
We do. We do have a couple of spas locally. I know that there's one, here, or a couple in here in Imperial, and I think in El Centro as well. I don't know about the other cities, but we do have several businesses, mostly independent-owned businesses, locally owned businesses that offer those services, and they have been closed this entire time. So them being able to open again indoors is quite exciting for them, exciting for our small business owners as well. Now, they do have some certain modifications that they have to abide by, certain cleaning processes and disinfectants and screening processes of both employees and customers.
I think we all do.
Exactly. It's a new world we're living in now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get back to close to normal soon.
I think slowly we are creeping back into that area. It's, coming up on the holiday season, it's not going to look the same as we have. We won't be celebrating the same way we have, but we're still that strong community here in Imperial County.
And it's strong family things in the county. We will be able to deal with that stuff. Trick or treating, I've decided that I'm going to sit on the porch and throw candy at the sidewalk. But I don't know how they're going to handle that one. But Christmas and stuff like that, I think as long as we're in communication, we'll be okay.
Absolutely. We do have some of the cities are coming forth with some Halloween events. The governor has released some recommendations recommending not to do trick-or-treating and that traditional celebration. However, some cities are kind of jumping in to give the residents something to look forward to with some drive-by events for the kids. And yes, I have seen some pretty ingenious things on the internet of how to get those candies to the kids. We do recommend that we do some things internally with your family. We have a lot of cute ideas that are popping up on our Imperial County Public Health Department Facebook page. Some ideas that you can still celebrate, and those kids still need to be kids. So how they can do that, inside with their family, even in their front yard, different things that we can still allow them to be kids.
And to be kids, you got to dress them up.
Absolutely. I think adults need to dress up too.
Well, we can, but some of us that get arrested. But the kids have got to be painted up, dressed up, however they want to do it. It's leaning more towards at my house anyway, superheroes than anything scary, but they've got to dress up. I've got little Iron Man wandering around the house all over the place.
Oh, I love it.
And he's telling everybody he's going to be 4 this weekend.
Wow!
So he's ready. He's ready to go.
He's ready to go.
And I love that. Iron Man. He was Captain America last year.
Oh, I love it.
So now we got to change costumes. But anyway, it's all for the kids. And if you're a parent, you're going to have an imagination anyway, or you're not a very good parent. So you'll figure out something.
Absolutely. And I would recommend that the listeners call their local city halls or look on their social media pages, because I know that several of them are being creative, like I said, and having some events. So definitely check those out in your local areas.
There you go. Sure. And pass it around. Let everybody know and what you find out and exchange information.
Yeah.
But
yes,
stay apart.
Absolutely.
Stay separate.
Absolutely. It's so very important to, we are moving along, but we have to be vigilant. We have to continue doing those best practices that will stop the spread in our community, whether it be wearing that face covering. Please wear your face covering. That is one of the most important practices. For personal care, wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Wash your hands all the time. At my house, I have hand soap and then followed by lotion because we're washing our hands so much.
Yeah.
But that is the most important. Our community has to remain strong. We have to remain safe and healthy. But to do that, we have to have everyone working together.
And we got to get these people to quit rebelling and just do it. It's simple. Very simple things to do that mean a whole lot. The face coverings, keeping the hands clean, the social distancing. It's not going to hurt you to do any of that.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that wearing a face covering, I will admit I am one that I don't enjoy it. However, if it keeps my community safe and it gets us to the point where we can be a little bit more normal and have things opened and our economy continues to stay strong, I will wear it every single day wherever I go.
It's not a big sacrifice.
Exactly. We all have to do this.
Well, we all have to do it. And you'd be surprised how many people have really pretty eyes.
This is right. Your eye makeup can really go crazy with this. Definitely.
Okay. Election's coming up.
Yes, we do. We have an general election, November 3rd. If anyone hasn't heard of that, I can't imagine you haven't. We do have a big election. Not only is it a presidential election, but we also have a lot of local races, whether it be city councils or school boards. IID, as you all can see by the signage everywhere along the roadways.
Everywhere.
Everywhere, yes. We do have some new things that are happening this year. As our voters will know, everyone got a ballot this year in the mail, and that is something new. If you are a registered voter, you did get a ballot in the mail. And we do encourage people to vote early. We do have locations for drop-offs in many different locations. All of our 7 incorporated cities have drop-off locations, whether it be at their city hall or in Brawley at the public library. Those are simple drop-box locations. There will be an attendant there that can assist you with your questions that you have. You can also drop it off at the county administrative office, which is where the elections department is held. This year, we are not having anyone, the building is closed. However, you can drop off your ballot, or you can come there to vote if you want to do it in person. We do have a voting desk set up, and that is on the east entrance of the county administrative building.
So everybody is set.
Everyone is set. There's no excuses not to vote. We're making it so easy for everyone.
If you don't trust the Postal Service, there's no reason why you shouldn't trust the Postal Service. But if you don't have to go. You can bypass the Postal Service. There's drop boxes everywhere.
Absolutely, there are drop boxes everywhere, or you can mail it. And if you're like a lot of people that like to, I know I love the process of going down to the poll polling place and voting. I do love that process. I think I'm going to vote early this year for the very first time on my ballot. But if you do like to go to the polling location, I will need to advise everyone that take that ballot that you received in the mail, take that with you to the polling location and surrender that ballot. If you don't have it, you can still vote. Everyone still gets to vote, but it does make the process a little bit easier if you have that ballot with you and you can take it in on election day if you go to the polling location to vote.
I don't know if California releases any early numbers, but there's a lot of people voting out there already.
There are. I heard a lot of different statistics. I heard nationwide that, a quarter of the, I don't know how accurate this is, but I've heard there's a big number that have already voted. We have talked with the Secretary of State and in a conference call yesterday, and they said that early voting has just exceeded all expectations and broken all records for sure. That's
fantastic. And we still got more to go.
Absolutely.
And go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, this is our right to vote. And I always say, don't complain about government and don't complain about it unless you vote. You have to vote. That is your voice. So all the young kids, those kids just turning 18, it's so very important to voice your opinion.
Exactly, and it's a good process to if you just turned 18, talk to your parents and discuss what you're going to do and what you think, so you are aware of what you're voting for.
Absolutely, there's a lot of ballot measures out there that can be a little bit confusing. I really advise people to take their time to read. Don't just go off of the signs that you see. If you have a question, there is a lot of information out there that you can get, whether it be from your sample ballot or from searching, on the web. There's a lot of information out there. So we really don't have an excuse not to be informed and not to vote.
Exactly. And I would strongly suggest you read the actual proposition, not the comments on who's in favor and who's not.
Absolutely.
Make up your own mind.
That's the thing. Let's have your own opinion.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, Miss Deborah Porter, a fantastic person, Registrar of Voters, is retiring on Election Day. I don't know about her timing, but anyway, there's nothing to worry about, right?
No, absolutely not. Miss Porter has been with us for many years. I think she's been with the county for over 23 years. She has done a fantastic job. And this is a very it's a difficult job being the Registrar of Voters. Sometimes it's a thankless job and it's a behind-the-scenes job, but it's very, very vitally important to our government. And she's done a fantastic job. She has taken advantage. The Board of Supervisors several months ago offered a retirement incentive. And at this point, as she said, at this point in her life, this was the perfect opportunity. And I'm excited for her to be able to start the next stage of her life. So she did take advantage of that retirement incentive that the Board of Supervisors offered. We have established a transition team that has been in place, representing several different departments. We have the County Executive Office, Human Resources, and County Council. We're all working together. Debbie is going to remain hands-on with us to assist, and we will get through this. This is, I think we have a great plan. I think we have a great team in place, and we're just moving along. I don't foresee any hiccups or anything for our residents and voters to be concerned with. This is it's a good team. And I think what we also have to clarify is the counting of the ballots. You never get the official count on election night. It's just too hard to do. You never do. And with this amount of ballots, it's going to be no different. It's usually a few days after. Everybody is kicking and screaming, but legally, the department has like 30 days before they have to certify the ballots? Yes. So certification day deadline is December 3rd. That's 30 days after the general election. We do have some things that have changed as election codes, are revised often. The mail-in ballots. so long as they are postmarked by November 3rd, that's election day. If you are mailing it, make sure it is postmarked by November 3rd. As long as it is postmarked by that date, we can accept ballots up to, I believe it's 17 days after the election. So I just urge our listeners to be patient. This is a process, and this is nationwide. It's not just Imperial County. It is nationwide. We do have guidelines, and, that our Secretary of State has released that we must adhere to. So when you have that frustration and you want to blame anyone, there's really no one to blame. The process is moving along just as it's supposed to, and don't expect those election results on election night as we have traditionally done in years past.
Exactly.
It is going to be a process this year.
But the process is going to be a little bit longer because there's going to be a whole lot more interest in this election. But it's not going to be that much variance from a normal election. The count is counted, and then it's canvassed, and then it's made official. So
yes, it's still the same process. It's just a lot more ballots.
Yeah, exactly. and so it's gonna be a little more difficult for you guys counting, but for those of us waiting for the official tally, it's not going to be a whole lot different.
No.
They still have the December deadline for them to the ballots are not official until they're certified by what is it? She takes them and presents them to the Board of Supervisors and then mails them to Sacramento, and then they become official ballots.
Exactly, and that process has been the same
forever.
Forever, yes. I think people just didn't realize that.
I think a lot of people just like to complain about stuff, and I think we brought this up. I know I've discussed it on air with Miss Porter on several elections. That there's a process that has to be followed.
Yes,
and it's the same process every year.
Mm-hmm. It is the same process every year. Yes. Okay,
Lynsey, I thank you for stepping in. Is there anything else you want to cover?
No, yes, I do have one more thing real quick. Our public health department is having a flu shot drive-through. It's a clinic. They will start next Saturday, October 31st, and Saturday, October 31st, and Saturday, November 7th. So 2 Saturdays in a row. On October 31st, I say, you know what, dress your kids up in their favorite Halloween costume and go get a flu shot.
Scare the heck out of a public health worker.
Yes. This is no cost to our residents and the people that go through. It will be at the Imperial Valley Fairgrounds, which is centrally located right there in the middle of Imperial. And it will be on the north parking lot, I believe. And so it'll be a drive-through. Make sure and wear short sleeve shirts so it's convenient for the administrator of the shot. Always wear your face covering and arrive in your vehicle. Only vehicles will be allowed to drive through. No walk-ins on that day. That would be
a heck of a walk anyway.
I could just walk across the highway.
Oh, yeah, you could. But for most of us, it would be a long walk. And it's very important to people to realize that these flu shots are very important. I know everybody's concentrating on COVID, but don't forget the flu.
Absolutely. I think now more than ever that flu shots are very important. We don't want a surge of both flu and COVID for our hospitals. We want to keep everyone healthy. Everyone take your vitamins, take care of your bodies, take care of your environment and your surroundings by wearing those face coverings and keeping your distance, for sure.
A little bit of precaution goes a whole long way.
Absolutely.
And if we ever want to get out of this, we're going to have to start participating one of these days.
Absolutely. We need to work it together to keep Imperial County strong.
Okay, Lynsey, thank you for calling.
Thank you, George. I appreciate it. You have a great day, a fabulous weekend to everyone as well.
One of these days, we'll be able to see each other in person again.
There you go.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Thanks, George.
Thank you. Lynsey Gale, the Public Information Officer for the County of Imperial, kind of just updating us on a little bit of everything.